There's few teams in the NBA whose history is as storied as the Lakers, given the iconic nature of their logo and colors, the numerous rings to their name, and how many Hall of Famers have represented the team over the years.
1 second. West throws it up. He makes it. West threw it up and makes it. Over half court.
With all this in mind, it's fitting that, in December 2017, the team made history when they became the first ever franchise to retire 2 numbers for a single player. The individual in question was Hall of Famer Kobe Bryant, who'd worn the number 8 from 1996 to 2006 after the team traded for him in July 1996 following that year's draft when the Hornets selected him with the 13th pick, and the jersey number 24 from between 2006 up until the end of his career in 2016.
I'm ready to let you go.
Given that Kobe was responsible for delivering 5 rings to the franchise, 3 between 2000 and 2002, and back-to-back titles in 2009 and 2010, it was fitting that he'd be the first ever player to get the unusual tribute of having 2 numbers retired in their honor.
Number 8 and number 24 will hang forever.
But, technically, Kobe isn't the only Laker great who wore 2 different numbers for the franchise. Though, while Kobe made the conscious decision to change numbers, as it marked a new chapter in his career, the other Laker legend who wore 2 different numbers during their time in the NBA was due to a literal rookie mistake that inadvertently created one of the rarest game-worn NBA jerseys out there. It was back in November 1983 that the Lakers retired their first ever jersey numbers for 2 of their Hall of Famers. One was the number 13 for Wilt Chamberlain, who represented the Lakers from 1968 to 1973, leading the team to a ring in 1972.
The season is officially over. World champions. They're going crazy at the Fabulous Forum.
The other was the number 22 for Elgin Baylor. After the Philadelphia Warriors selected future Hall of Famer Guy Rodgers with the 1958 territorial pick, whereby teams took turns selecting a local player each year, Elgin was taken with the first pick of that year's draft by the Minneapolis Lakers. He had an immediate impact on the league, coming in 3rd in MVP voting in his first season and taking home the 1959 Rookie of the Year award before well and truly establishing himself as a first-ballot Hall of Famer. Ultimately, Elgin would spend his entire career with the Lakers as the face of the franchise, especially after the team relocated to Los Angeles for the 60-61 season. Officially, Elgin represented the Lakers for 14 seasons, from between 1958 to 1972, though his last 2 years with the team were hindered by injury, so much so that he retired early in the 71-72 season, but still got a ring when the team won the 1972 finals. Arguably, Elgin's 5th year in the league, the 62-63 season, was his personal best when he averaged around 34 points, 14 rebounds, and almost 5 assists a game, which saw him come in second in MVP voting. But the 58-59 season is notable for Elgin for a number of reasons, beyond the fact that it was his first year in the league. Prior to Elgin's arrival, the Lakers had had just 19 wins and 53 losses for the previous season. Then, after acquiring Elgin, the Lakers went 33-39, which was good enough for the team to make the playoffs, where Elgin led the franchise to the 1959 finals, which marked the first time a team with a losing record made the finals in NBA history. The series saw the Lakers match up against the Celtics for the first time ever in the finals. Ultimately, the Celtics would sweep the Lakers in 4 games before taking home 7 more championships in a row the following seasons, 4 of which were against the Lakers, establishing the teams as arch rivals. In addition to delivering the Celtics the second ever title, Game 4 of the 1959 finals is historically significant for another strange reason, because it's the only official game in which Elgin wore a number different to his iconic 22. Just before the game was scheduled to begin, Elgin realized that he'd left his jersey at home. Consequently, he played the first half of the game wearing an alternate jersey with the number 34 on it, while the team sent someone to Elgin's home to retrieve his regular jersey, which they did, just in time for the second half of the game for which he wore it. Presumably, the reason the Lakers had the number 34 jersey ready for Elgin was because they had produced it for him months earlier. The 1958 draft was held in April that year. A few months later, in June, Elgin participated in a photo shoot with the Minnesota Star-Tribune after he officially signed with Minneapolis, during which he posed while wearing a Lakers jersey with the number 34 on it. So, while there's very little information about the Game 4 number 34 jersey, it appears as though it was the one from the photo shoot back in 1958. Ultimately, years after Elgin briefly wore the number, fellow Hall of Famer Shaquille O'Neal would make the number 34 his own after he signed with the team in July 1996 and led the franchise to their three-peat in the early 2000s before being traded to the Heat in July 2004. Later, in April 2013, the Lakers officially retired the number 34 in Shaq's honor. In May 2013, Julian's Auction sold off a large collection of Elgin's possessions that he had accumulated over the course of his career. One item that drew considerable attention was the incredibly rare pair of shorts that Elgin was issued after he was drafted by the Lakers, which had the number 14 on them that Elgin had worn at least once during a practice along with a jersey with the same number on it. Ultimately, the shorts sold for just under $6,000. Had the number 14 jersey been available, it would have certainly sold for significantly more, given its inherent value of both being rare and having been worn by the legend, which underscores just how rare and valuable the number 34 jersey is, seeing as how it's also game used, wherever it happens to be. Because, as of December 2024, it's unclear exactly what happened to Elgin's number 34 jersey. After the 1959 finals, it might simply have been discarded. But despite the fact that the Lakers lost the 1959 series, surely someone held onto it due to the historical significance of it, given its inherent value of being game-worn, the unusual reason it came to be used, and the fact that it was used in the finals, the loss of which ignited the long-running feud between the Lakers and the Celtics.